Hi, now we're going to enter into the second stage of this form. So what we have right now is a cylinder that's been textured and with a flashing slip with sodium silicate compressed into the texture. I have dried it with a heat gun and let it set up for about a half hour. And the exterior wall is dry. It's not wet and moist like you might expect. So that's what we want. We don't want it to be tacky. We want it to have a firmness to it because that's the sodium silicate drying into a light crust on the exterior piece, the exterior wall. So now what I'm going to do is start to shape it, which is also known as ribbing. I'm going to wet the entire interior wall with a sponge in my fingertips, and I'm gradually going to work the clay wall outward, shaping it, pulling the sponge in my fingertips towards the rim, and I'll stop after the first ribbing so you can see how it starts to split apart. This is just the very beginning. So that's getting pretty dramatic, and that's only been ribbed out once. Now we're going to continue to rib it out even more. A lot of times I'll use a wooden rib in addition to, or even a plastic flexi rib. In addition to using the sponge on my fingertips. So I'm going to do it one more time and then I'll stop and you'll get to see how dramatic it is. A lot of drama in that. So as you see, it's starting to get a little jellyfish-like, a little wobbly. When it gets very wobbly, I'm going to heat it up with a heat gun and firm it up. But now I'm going to use a wooden rib. I'm going to shape it some more. I hang my head over around 9 o'clock to look at the exterior profile, which is what I use as my visual reference to look at the shape. It's looking good. I'm feeling good about this one. Now I'm able to rib it this far out because I had left a pretty substantial wall to the cylinder. Now that's really dramatic. I want to put a lid on it, and the opening of my lid has been predetermined, so I have to bring my rim up so that dimension on my lid master is the opening for my lid to fit in. I make series of these all the same shape, all the same size, and the weight that this piece is was about 9 pounds of re-wedged clay that I just recently pugged and wedged by hand as well and thrown. So now I'm going to pull this rim up and out, measure it so it will hold my lid. So let me just review what I had just said. Was I really am going to make maybe a dozen of these, all the same size clay with all the same lids. So I do them in series. It just, for your own motor memory, to do multiples is so much easier to do than to try to do one piece, one shape, one form, and then move on to others. So I really try to do a grouping. This is pretty much perfect. My rim is a little too tall, so now I'm just going to cut my rim down with a needle tool. Pull that up. And then when I add my lid to this, we are going to show you how to make the lid. If this ridge is too high for the configuration of the lid, I can always trim it down. So right here you'll notice that curvature isn't quite mature. I'm going to do just a wee bit more ribbing so I feel really comfortable with the shape. Looks much better, but the rim, when you rib out here, the rim will have come in. So when we measure this, we'll find that it has come in about 1/4 of an inch, and I just need to bring this back up, measure it, and then if it fits my dimension of my LidMaster, we'll be done with this stage. It just needs to come open just a hair more. That's perfect. That's step 2 of this form. Thank you.